All these cables. If there's one ADHD thing about me is that there's gonna be some cables. Let's see here. What do we need to do? Dear. Hello, hello, hello. Is anyone joining yet? Not yet. Going live. Hi, Jan. I'm so excited. Got my drink. Oh, let me light some candles. Why have I not lit some candles yet? Hi, Jan. Hi, Jan. Let's see. Get my candles ready. Hey, Missy. Oh, wow. Trying to get my candle to be lit. There we go. Oh, there we go. Much better, much better. Hey, it's not time for you to stop burning. There we go. Let me light my protection candle. My money candle, all my candles. Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing? Hey, Angel, how are you? How are you doing? For everyone that is joining in, hey, Bunny, how are you? So excited to be here. I'm really excited because we're gonna be doing the podcast live. I've got my laptop set up here, I got my mic, and so we're gonna be recording. I'm doing good. Just finished to cleanse my space and my altar. Yes, so important to do like a big cleanse of our altar sometimes, and just of our space in general and of ourselves. Gotta do all the cleansing. I'm good. I'm very excited to record the podcast this evening. Day, whatever time it is, where anywhere is. I'm really excited about it because obviously it will be recorded here, but it will also be recorded on audio so that I can shift things around. So any witchy questions, we're gonna take them in a bit, just to also, hey Trash, hey Fiona, just to also have some witchy questions that I can add to the podcast for anything else that people are feeling called or are asking about. Hey Trash, how are you? How are you doing? I'm really excited to be here with everyone. So I thought we're gonna get into the podcast in a bit. But first, I wanted to chat with everyone, see how everyone is doing. I know that TikTok is sending out the messages of like, hey, Desiree is live. It's going to be recording the podcast. So hopefully everyone will get that message. And then we'll get started. But let me know how you're doing. What is your focus on magic or spirituality right now? What's happening in your spiritual life? Hey, Kayla. Welcome, welcome. And I'll slowly... Yes, I'm declining to go live with a random dude that I don't know. I always find that so fascinating because like what is happening even with that? Random people. You know what? I actually didn't get that notice. I remember because it was in my calendar. Oh, that's fascinating. So that's probably why there's some people that are not here yet. I don't know, like, it's fascinating because to me, when I create the event, it will tell me like add it to your calendar. So I will get a notification because of that. And also TikTok will send me a notification like, hey, you need to go live, you know. But I don't know how it is for other people if they get a reminder or not. But if they don't get it, that's not fair because like you put it in to get a reminder. doing well. I'm exploring my spirituality and I'm drawn to witchcraft. Hey, Katie, welcome. Hey, Anne-Marie. I love that. So I'm glad that you're drawn to witchcraft. So then you are in the right place here. You literally are, because here we're going to be talking all about witchcraft. We're going to be talking about magic. It's going to be a really great place for new people. Yeah. So I'm really, really excited. I'm really, really excited. There are too many live creators. Oh, that's fascinating. So TikTok gives you tools and then doesn't allow you to use them. How are you, Katie? Hi. So what has made you drawn to witchcraft? Trash, let me know. Hannah, hello Hannah. Yay, you made it. You've made it. So excited that people are rippling in. And yes, if you can like the live, that will really help push it out. So you can just tap or share it. It will just help with people kind of like in this way. They'll be like, oh yeah, wait, Desiree is live. Let's share it with more people. So I really, really appreciate that. And also I will be doing some general guidance tarot later on, but I won't tell you yet when, which means you'll have to stick around. Ha. I know. I'm just like that. Fairy Tale, hi, I'm new to your content. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. How are you? Are you a witch? Are you spiritual? Let me know. Today we'll be recording my podcast. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because my tripod is just moving so much. ADHD. I've always been in love with nature. I'm a nurse and interested in natural healing. Yes, I love that. Oh, thank you for the rose, Trash. Thank you so much. Learning gardening as well. Honestly, oh my God. Wait, there's literally like the cats. Tell me you're a witch without telling me you're a witch, because there's some random cats that are just showing up at my window. Because why not? Not just one, too. They've heard the memo. I love that. I love that. Yes, it's beautiful to be here all in community. Yes, and gardening, it's so beautiful actually to connect with the energy of nature, also with the energy of plants. So getting into gardening is beautiful. Also growing your own herbs to then use them in magic. It's chef kiss. Chef kiss, absolutely. So definitely getting into that. So I do have my mic here, which because I need to use it on the laptop, I can't use it over here. So, which would make my voice sound a lot nicer, but that's okay. We'll do an ASMR witchy live another day. What herbs are a must? Yes. So a must in witchcraft or just like in healing in general, or like for a garden? Let me know. I'm a Hecate devotee and a witch. I'm 4 years old. My witchy journey. I thought you just said Fairy Tale. I thought you just said you're 4 years old, and I was like, wait a minute. You write really well. Yeah, awesome. Welcome here. Beautiful to have you. So herbs that are a must. I would say go slow. I'm really getting this message. Go slow. Rosemary, lavender, normal garden sage, because we don't use white sage because it's close practice. Lavender, I think I said it already. Hey, Ems. Sorry, misspelled. That's okay. I was like, wow, she's 4 years old. She's just like me. She went straight into the witchcraft, just like me. Other plants. How are you, other plants that are really good to work with and to have. Nettle is really good. Amazing for boundaries. Amazing for protection. thyme. And if you see, like, there's a lot of like normal plants. I recommend starting really with the normal plants. Calendula is super easy to plant as well from seed. It will grow so quick, and calendula is great for joy and happiness. I'm just looking at, I don't know if you can see here, there's a lot of my herbs, so I'm just looking at some of them. All my jars with all the herbs. Oregano is amazing for protection of the home, for psychic protection. Lemongrass, ginger, rose. So see, there are so many that you can use and just like to start out with. I use plants on my altar as a symbol of cycle of life, and I really enjoy working with herbs and plants. Yes! Also, plants, like having a plant, a living plant, can be an amazing way to put a ward up for your protection of your magic, of your house and everything. So use plants. Use those as your little ward protection. Let me see if I can use that now. Well, that is a bit pointless if I cannot use the things that TikTok gives me to use. Anyway, so 555, did you guys see it? It was 555 a second ago of the likes. Love that. Love that. We got my favorite herbs are rose, lavender, and rosemary. Yes, they're all amazing. And see, like, rose is one of those, it's a bit like clear quartz. You can use it for so many different things. Lavender, amazing for reconnecting with your dreams, also dream work, relaxation, peacefulness, and rosemary, protection, banishing. Oh, bay leaves, bay plant. You can have one of that. Plant rosemary. I always say plant rosemary in your house. It's not just a practical magic. Always have rosemary. Plant rosemary in your garden. But it's actually good for protection. And if rosemary struggle to grow, your house needs a bit more deeper cleansing because there's something happening that isn't okay. That's just another witchy tip. Can I just say something? And this is my latest, who are the witches with ADHD? Let me know. Hey, Melissa, let me know, where are the witches with ADHD? Raise your hand in the comments. Raise your hand in the comments. Because my latest hyperfixation is that today I got one of these after, after always being like, nah, I don't need this. Okay, Fairy Tale, Katie, I need to add some lavender and nettle. Yes, absolutely. I'm loving all the ADHD witches. There you go. We're here. We just get attracted to each other. We just connect. Anyway, so I was always like, I'm not getting one of these. I don't need it. I barely drink stuff like all the time. I can have just a normal glass. And then I saw this today. Purple, lilac. One of my favorite colors. Purple, anything purple, it's mine, right? This is amazing. Maybe it's just a hyper fixation, but I haven't drank so much water in a day in so long. So, you know what? If it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? If it works, it works. So I'm loving that. That is my new hyperfixation. What's everyone else's hyperfixation? Let me know. I find that fascinating because, like, hey Selena, how are you? Welcome, welcome. So, I use one of those every day. Keeps me hydrated. So important. See, so maybe I just didn't want to get into it, and now that I have, I'm like, wait, this is brilliant. That's such a pretty right? And actually, I'll show you. These are my blinds, curtains. It's the same color. Look at it. Maybe a slightly different shade. Can you see the theme here? Can you see the theme in my life? I'm good. I'm good, Selena. We're just talking about hyperfixations. ADHD hyperfixations. The band Alkaline Trio has been my hyperfixation. Alkaline Trio. I need to check them out. ADHD, and I can literally hyperfixate on a lot of things, but verses from songs happens a lot. Oh my god. Verses of songs. That's another one. Like I do this thing which I love and hate. Like I'll start listening to a song and I will listen to it nonstop. Like that song becomes my personality for the next few days. For the next few weeks until I can no longer hear the song. And then I have to go like, that's it. Hey, Emmanuel, are you in the right live? You're surrounded by witches here. Not sure if this is the live for you. Let us know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Cat's Eye, after watching Pop Star Academy on Netflix. Oh, Pop Star Academy. I need to watch that. Have to go. Thank you for being so hospitable. Of course. Thank you for the rose. It was lovely to have you. And the podcast will be out eventually, you know, so you can listen to the rest of what happens here. Same here with ADHD and autism. My hyperfixations are crystals and tarot cards. Listen, hi, tarot cards. Hello, Saha made you. You made it. Thank you, Angel. You made it. Hello. Tarot cards, hyperfixation. I've been a witch since I was a child. And I have probably over 100 decks. I get sent decks to review. Actually, would you like to see one of the latest decks that I got sent to review? I don't think it's out yet. So you get like a little exclusive look. So let me know. And I'll take it. But yeah, so I have over. Thank you for the gift. I have over, probably way over 100 decks. And, yeah, there's so many. There's so many. I love them. I'm always collecting more. I have some very expensive decks that I barely use. They're just for collection. So many decks that I would love to see it. Yeah, let me get the newest deck. Oh, where is it? There it is. This is the newest deck. So this I got sent by Rockpool Publishing. It's this one here. It's called Mystic Psyche Tarot. It's by Emily Balivet. I don't think it's out yet, or it has just gone out. It's really beautiful. It has like a bit of this, like the cards are very much like in this like Celtic energy, but also Art Nouveau, which I don't know how to pronounce correctly, and very much rooted in esoteric traditions. So I'll show you some of the cards, and then maybe we'll start getting into the podcast in a second. So I kind of actually at the beginning when I got it I was like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this, for one reason, but then I was like, oh, actually, you know, it has its good things for sure. So I love that it has the gold edges because we love a bit of a sparkle. So this are the cards. Actually, that is the Fool, that is the Magician. I think they're quite nice. The High Priestess. They're quite nice cards. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like I understand why with the type of artwork, but it's very like white. I love my decks that have a bit more of a bit of more like, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for? Different. It has like a bit of everything, you know. But they have like a really beautiful, I think they are still really beautiful. I would say that their energy feels a bit more, not on the, like, a bit more of like, oof, like heavy-ish. But that's just by me not fully connecting with them yet. Just like when I looked into them, I was a bit like, oh, you guys are a bit heavy. But I personally love the original Rider-Waite, to be honest. I have a lot of decks inspired by it. I mean, the Justice is beautiful. Look at that card. The Death card, you know, like, that's a bit like, ooh, all right. What happened there? The Tower. I'll show you guys the Tower. Like, this Tower is a bit like, damn. Might as well pack up and leave. But the star is beautiful. And the moon is also beautiful. I love the, like, the sort of, like, goddess, triple goddess energy of the moon. I actually really like this. Like, this is a card that I was like, yes, this is a, like, it's a great deck. And the sun is also very interesting. The Judgment. See, the Judgment, like, I was a bit like, damn. And then the World. So it's a fascinating deck, like, I'm not gonna lie. I think I know what you mean. I feel like they are yelling at you. Right? Okay, you get it, Selena. I'm like, I haven't even said hi and you're already yelling. And I haven't even said hi and you're already, like, calling me out on stuff. Like, chill. It's like, we haven't even connected and you're like, see, and this is why. That's like the energy that this deck gives me, and I'm like, chill. Like, what did I do? It's like you breed wrong. It's like you breeding wrong. Very beautiful art of the tarot. Yeah, the art is really beautiful. What's your birth tarot card? Do you know them? My birth tarot card, as in like the deck that was created during my birthday, or what do you mean? I'm actually really interested in that. I'm actually really interested. Let me know. But, or like for like the month. I'm like, what do you mean? But if you were like for a date, I would be Judgment because I'm the 20 of December. So then 12, let me have a look. 12, I should know this. I've read tarot for over 30 years. Why can I not remember what's number 12? The Hanged Man and the Judgment, like, very spiritual. Mine is the High Priestess and Judgment. I love that. No, everybody has 2 birth tarot cards that, like, govern their life teams. I'll have to look. Tando, I'm not doing readings right now. Thank you for the likes. I need to have a look at this. Like, why? And probably there's a calculator for it, of course. I'm gonna have a look at. And probably, I'll tell you what. With my ADHD, I probably checked this when I was younger. Probably in my teens, or I don't know, when I was around 8 or 10, I probably have checked this and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then the information has gone out of my mind. I'm pretty sure that that is what's happened. And like my mind has just completely blanked off. That's probably, I was like, I don't need this information. I just looked up the calculator. Interesting. Yeah? So you just put your date of birth, obviously. Yeah. Okay, I'll have a look. I definitely need to have a look at that. There was a question about favorite tarot deck. Oh my god, I have so many. Honestly, I have so many, and none of them are here in my room. Well, no, that's not true. The Lightseer Tarot is definitely one of my favorites. I think it's just it's just so beautiful. It's like, hey, why don't you look at what this live is about? It's a live Richie podcast. I I am gonna pull cards later for the general community, but nowhere it's saying that I'm doing readings. Also, a hi, hello, and a question of asking, are you doing readings? Would be really appreciated. I'm not your little monkey that you just can say, dance, dance. However, there are a lot of tarot readers on here that don't even know the meaning of tarot cards, and that people are just sending a lot of money. So you can go there if you want. If not, hi, hello, are you doing readings right now? No, okay, how can I have a reading? You can book it on my website. Or you can wait for later when I'm doing a general guidance for everyone. Let's remember that there's a person very deeply connected with spirit here, and I'm not just a little dancing monkey that just you put out a question and I'm just meant to read it. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry, little rant over. But I feel like it needed to be said because like people just like enter and don't even, you know. And honestly, okay, I'm gonna say the last thing, and there's people here that are reading cards for 2 days and are doing readings out here. If you want that type of readings, go over there. If you want a reading with a professional reader, a Forbes featured tarot reader, then do things properly. That's all I'm saying to that. That's all I'm saying to that, okay? So, girl, when I do free tarot, it's always people who know they have no business together. That's as well. Asking about each other in the same live or like separate lives. That'd be awkward. That'd be awkward. Although I've had couple come in for readings at events. Hey, how are you? Come in at events and ask about their relationships. And I was like, listen, if y'all want a reading together, you need to be ready for whatever the cards say. I don't want to hear any remarks or anything. You're just gonna take whatever the cards say if you want to do the reading together. Right? Be ready. And you know, it's fascinating what comes out. It's fascinating what one person wants and what the other person wants. Really fascinating. Thank you for the gift, Selena. Yay, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let me try this flare thingy again. I love that they send you things like, oh, you know, you can use things to remind people that you're here, but then they don't let you use it. Anyway, let's get into the podcast, shall we? So, you're all in a bit gonna hear more about the podcast. I'll start recording it. And this is the way that I've always done this podcast. I kind of like just free roll. I just very much intuitively go with like, what is the guidance that wants to come in? I'm going to be introducing and talking a bit more about my story. So if you've never heard about my story, you get to listen to it a bit here, just a tiny bit. And talking a bit more about Sacred Wise Magic. What is this? What am I doing here? And apart from that, there were some really good questions that someone in my community, Hannah, actually you had this question. It was about reconnecting with like magic in the mundane. Like very much connected with like that. So that is something that definitely I want to talk about, and like maybe like even reconnecting with magic. Maybe talking about magic for those that like are, am I a witch? How to be a witch? Yes, love that. Great. I mean, there were a lot of good questions, so let me know if any of these like also really resonate. See, like Novus came out again. ancestors, energy, protection. So yeah, we'll just go into those things first and then I'll see what else. But I say that, do you all have any questions that you want answered in this podcast, both here and there recording? So if you got something here that you've just joined and you're like, I want this question answered by a witch. And that can be about witchcraft, spirituality. Your necklace is so pretty. Thank you. It's a really beautiful and really expensive necklace that I was gifted. I was like, that is beautiful. It's stunning. And like, when I saw the price of it, I was like, help. But it's beautiful. And it has like I'm not gonna lie, it has like a lot of energy. Like, I don't always wear it. I wear it in specific moments or when I need like extra protection. It's very much has this like guardian energy protection. But thank you for noticing the necklace. So let me know, are there any questions that are coming up that you want answered in the podcast episode today? Let's get your questions featured. So if you have something that is coming up, let me know. Also, you might hear my podcast voice, which is a lot softer and nicer. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the roses. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So yeah, let me know any questions. If not, I'm gonna start recording. Ooh, it did make me use. What's the name of your podcast? The name of the podcast is Sacred. Oh, of course, you're welcome. You're welcome in our community. The name of the podcast is Sacred Wise Magic. It is restarting. So it was under a different name before, which was A Pinch of Magic. And there's a long story about someone stealing the name after my podcast was out for months, if not at least a year. And then I had a really like a block of like, oh, I want to put the podcast out again, but not under that name. And then a lovely friend of mine was like, it's meant to be under the same name of your business. So that's what we're doing. So we're bringing it back. But there's a lot of old episodes, which are still going to be on the A Pinch of Magic, which I guess I should probably edit, but we've got ADHD here, so it is what it is, if that makes sense. So yeah, but we're restarting it, and that's it. That's about it. So maybe I'll start recording. Same, I'm definitely going to follow it. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And be part of this community. We have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful community here. And also stick around in the live. I'm going to take a break from recording in a bit. And I'm going to pull some cards for the community. So if you're here, you get like a message of guidance for the whole community. So yeah. Which is good. So let's see. So maybe I'm gonna start pressing record for this. Oh, gosh, I haven't done it in so long. The podcast is coming back. Here's my mic, so you can tell it's very professional. All right, let me just check the audio of it. Let me check it's good. The audio is good. The audio's good. I'm excited for you. Thank you. I'm excited for you. I love that you're all here being part of this. And please, if any questions of anything that I talk, or you have a question coming up on anything that you're like, hey, wait, I want to know about this thing about witchcraft or spirituality, please bring it up. Also, I want to know who here has been looking at, yes, you joined at the perfect time. Who here has been looking at that whole TikTok thing that is happening right now with the yoga teacher slash coach in love with her psychiatrist. What are your thoughts about all of that? I'm curious. What are your thoughts about all of that? Because maybe that is something that also needs to be in the podcast, like, not everyone should be your healers and all of that. I did already make thousands of posts about that, but maybe every time I see a new detail, I'm more shocked, right? I literally went down the 19 different videos, and then just like some other stuff from other people commenting about it, and I was like, and then there was one of the clients coming through, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't heard of it until now, lol, but that would be a conflict of interest. Yeah. It really is a conflict of interest. It really is. It really is. And what's fascinating, because also I think the other issue, you haven't heard about it, you have heard it here. The other issue is like she really uses a lot of AI to justify what she was doing, and even when AI wants to try to correct her, she's like, no, I don't want to listen to that. So yeah, very fascinating. Do I need to be blinded by the light right now, or can you all still, I feel like you can all still see me, but I might put on a bit of light in a bit. So yeah, it's fascinating, but like one of those things is like she really, we can see you, amazing. It's one of those things, it's like she, you know, clearly is relying too much on AI, and I feel like it's one of those things that now there will be more spiritual psychosis related to AI for sure. And so it's just the importance of like, you know, wait, she chose this. No, so basically basically what's happening is, so she fell in love with her psychiatrist, okay, and over the course of years, and you know, she made up this whole story in her mind that, you know, clearly there is so much tension between us, you know, and if I wasn't his client, he would be with me. Meanwhile, the guy is just like, you know, keeping it profesh. But and so she would report all these things in the emails and stuff, and AI would even try to tell her at the beginning, like, oh no, like this is, you know, he's just being professional, and so that she would be like, no, but that's not true. Yeah, literally, thank you for the roses. And then, oh my god, then what happened? Also, she has now 2 AIs, and they both call her the Oracle. I'm gonna let that sink in for a bit. Thank you for the gift. They both call her the Oracle. Which I'm like, you know, and so when then these 2 AI are kind of like, no, you know, you've been going through so much, you're you know, you are here, you had to share your story because, you know, because this was important for you to share and for people to hear, and you know, and she's just there with the face like, and I'm just like, girl, no. And she even admits sometimes, like, oh yeah, I was just like really obsessed. It's like, so you're admitting to the truth that, you know, you should stop. But yeah, so that was fascinating. Immediately no, right? Immediately no. Like, hell no, to the no, to the no. That's my answer to that, because what is that? So yeah, it's a fascinating story, but the reason why I'm saying it is the fact that that basically it's so important to choose whoever holds space for you, with really doing it like with like, hey, is this the right person? Hey Jade, welcome. Is this the right person for you? Do they have the right experience? Because she was also using in this coaching, like CBT therapies and other ways and other therapies that she's not trained in. Thank you, Shannon. And she's just like, yeah, I use those things. And then she's like, maybe I'll get trained in it. And I'm like, yeah, but in the meantime, you shouldn't. You shouldn't give that out to people, you know. Thank you for the rose, Shannon. Thank you. So yeah, fascinating. Go watch the whole 19-part story that she put up, because it was something. How are you, Shannon? How you doing? So I'm gonna start pressing recording on the podcast. If you have any witchcraft, spirituality, oh no, one red flag after the, I know. It's like the red flags are so many, we cannot see them anymore. Everything is red. It's fascinating. So I'm gonna start recording the podcast. In the meantime, what I wanted to say is, if you have any other spiritual, witchcraft related questions at any point, let me know. If I miss it, please just keep repeating it, or like get my attention by, I'll keep looking here, but you know what I mean? If I miss a question, just like repeat it again. And again, stick around, because I will be doing a tarot reading, general guidance for us all, in a bit. So let me just start. So reconnecting with magic in the mundane. What is sacred wise magic? So we're gonna start with what is sacred wise magic, what is me, and then we introduce the themes for this episode. That sounds about right to me, right? That sounds good. Methinks. So let's get started. Let me just take a deep breath in. Why am I feeling nervous? I'm not feeling nervous. I'm feeling excited. I'm like, oh my god, the podcast is back. I'm recording again. Maybe speak on working with spiritual guides versus tricksters. Oh my god, yes. Thank you for the roses, Selena. Working with spiritual guides versus AI or tricksters. Okay, you just gave me a juicy question. I love you for that, because that is great. That is something that we should talk about. And can I just share, okay, see, the ADHD is really not working well with me, but I just wanted to share this thing because I feel like this is so important to, again, point out not everyone, all these things that you see out there might not be the best. I was part of a space for healers and practitioners, and it was just like a place where, online platform to like share what you do and things like that. They now turned into like heavy on AI, and like basically like they have their AI bestie that kind of like guides you and gives you like affirmations and things like that and guides you to the right practitioner. And they are basically advertising all of this as, you don't need a therapist, which I feel Kendra, the person that is in love with her psychiatrist, will disagree heavily. Joke. But their advertising was all about, you don't need a therapist, you just need an awakening. You're not mentally ill, you just need an awakening. The therapists are just tricking you into giving them money. And I was just like, what do you mean? Are you okay? But that's what I'm saying, like, some of the people in the spiritual industry are not really it. Like, trust me when I say the stuff that I see, or the clients that I help, because they went to something where, oh my god, I heard so many good things. Like, did you though? Because these people don't hold safe spaces. It's just Instagrammable. It's just Instagrammable, babe. It's not real healing. So yeah, anyway. A little tangent for you all. Hey to everyone that's joining. I'm gonna start pressing recording for real now because what are we doing here? We're here to record a podcast, and I've just been given an amazing question to answer, as well as some other ones. So I hope you enjoy and listen, and also feel free to let me know if any other questions come in. Well, let's get started. Welcome to Sacred Wise Magic Podcast. My name is Desiree. I am your host, witch, conjurer, root worker, healer, mentor. Oh my god, the list goes on and on and on. I know, it's a mouthful, but it's just that I've been doing this for a really long time. And if you're here listening to this podcast right now, I'm so excited to have you. As I said, my name is Desiree, and my life has been full of magic from the day I was born. I would say and argue that it was even from before I was born. I come from a lineage of witches on my mom's side and hoodoo and conjuring on my dad's side. So these things combined form, in my opinion, some really powerful stuff, which is me. So when you connect with me, you connect with someone that has been doing witchcraft, spirituality for their whole life. I'm now 37, gonna be 38 in December. So that's a really long time to do witchcraft, spirituality, healing, and all those things. And just to tell you a bit more about me, I created Sacred Wise Magic out of a call to really create community based on integrity, based on really deep connection. And this is the community that I wanted when I was young. When I first started my spiritual journey, when I first was studying witchcraft, when we still didn't have the internet, and you had to rely to the books. I wish there were more people that I could have connected with that were safe, that would hold a safe container for me to experience magic in a safe way. So because I was doing a lot of these things on my own, I had to create something that is what I wanted. So here in this space, in my community, that is what you get. A space that is really on integrity, authenticity. We don't appropriate here. We connect deep with spirituality the way that is actually meant to be. And so I am so excited that you're here with me. And yes, how excited to be on this journey. I probably said excited so many times, and you'll probably hear me say that again and again. But just to tell you a bit more about this podcast and what you can see here and connect with here. We will be talking about witchcraft, healing. We will be talking about different decks, crystals. We'll be talking about it all. We will be talking about some themes today that are very important. For example, AI and spirituality. Spiritual guides or tricksters. We will be talking about reconnecting with magic when it comes to the mundane, your daily life. And we will be talking a bit more about any other questions that come in from the people on TikTok that are live with me right now. So, any other questions that come in, you know where they're coming from. Well, let me stop that for a second. How does that sound like an intro? I feel like that's a nice intro, right? I feel like that was nice. That was nice. Was a very podcasty voice. I feel like I put. Oh, I'm so glad that you love it! Yay! I feel like it's very podcasty voice. You're doing so great. Thank you. Thank you. Proud of you, Queen. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Love that. Love that. Okay, so I would say the first thing to talk about would be really for witch. How to be a witch. I feel like that's going to be like the first theme. How does that sound? Is that like a good one to start with? What do you think? I think talking about how to be a witch, connecting with witchcraft. Great start. Okay, we'll talk about that first, then we go into one of the other ones. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Okay. And again, if any other questions are coming in, let me know. Let me know in the comments. So witch, how to be a witch. Let's see. Catch the attention of those interested in the craft. Yes. Which is so important because I feel like there's always, I was having just a conversation the other day with someone about, how even having to reclaim the word witch sometimes can feel so challenging because there's so much stigma that they even hold within themselves about that word, about really, like, can I call myself a witch? So yeah, I feel like it's such an important thing to connect with. 100%. Can y'all still see me? I feel like the light is stopping to light. I might put on the extra light in a bit. If it starts to get too dark, please tell me. Please tell me. Okay, witch. How to be a witch. Okay. So our first theme for this podcast episode is going to be witch. Are you a witch? How to be a witch, and can you really call yourself a witch? Now, the answer to all of that is if you want to be a witch, boom, you are a witch. Really, that is the big question, is the fact that if you really want to become a witch, you can do it. You can do it. It's really about just reclaiming that energy, reclaiming that connection with yourself, and reclaiming the parts within yourself that maybe you have kept away for a really long time. So maybe let's talk about what is a witch. And I love a lot of different definitions of what a witch is. Some of the most powerful definitions that I've heard in the past is a witch is someone that is deeply connected with their conscious and can shift their consciousness as well. The way that they shift it is to use that consciousness to connect with energy, to connect with their own magic, to connect with the magic of nature, to connect with it all, to really shift into what they really want in their life. So if we think about energy, quantum energy, and all those things where we attract what we want, a witch really masters all that. We have the little song, a witch is a woman full in control of themselves. I love that. I think it goes like that. Oh, well, I think it does. But really, a witch is also someone that really honors nature, connects with all the elements, connects with themselves on a deeper level, and also goes through the deep healing. A witch is someone that really understands that in order to reclaim themselves, there is healing to be done, and that healing can be around shifting old beliefs. Shadow work is so important. And then, of course, a witch not only honors nature, but uses the energy of nature, of the elements, of crystals, of all, to really create the life that they want. So we cast spells. Of course we do. We connect and honor ancestors. We connect with spirits. We connect with gods and goddesses. We do it all. But really, often a witch is just someone that just fully decides, this is going to be me. This is who I am. I'm just going to embrace myself fully and just be who I was always meant to be. That is a witch. That is already an awesome witch. Of course, a witch that connects deeper with their magic and their power is amazing. I love to guide people through connecting with spells and rituals, and I love to mentor them and really help them dive in deeper with that. Which, by the way, makes me want to say now that I do mentor witches. I do help people connect deep with their witchcraft, help connect with their path, and really connect with what that path looks like for each one of you, because that is different for each one of us. So in my mentorship, and I always have only 5 spaces available normally each month, or sometimes even less than that. But in my mentorship, we go very deep into understanding what is witchcraft for you, what is your spiritual practice. Because the reality is, if you're just trying to follow the trends, it's not going to resonate because it's not what is yours. And you need to connect with your magic. Let me see the question. So first of all, I'm gonna start the light, which probably will blind me for a second. Whew. let me see how I can put this down a bit. Wait, no, that's too much. There we go. Damn, that is some bright light. It's making me shine bright like a diamond. Okay, let me see. Love that you brought shadow work and healing. Right? I feel like it's so important. And again, like some people that start spirituality or go into it for a while and don't do shadow work and healing will stop because it is hard work. But you gotta do it. You gotta connect, you gotta do it. Let's see. Which witchcraft book would you recommend, especially for spells? Wait, I would love to be a part of that. Yes. Shadow work more for beginners. Okay. Witchcraft books. Okay. Any advice on how to start shadow work? Yes. So, absolutely. I may be coming out in October with a whole shadow work and witch wound online journey. So you might have to stick around. Unknown. And I do have a few spots available for my one-to-one mentorship that is opening the doors again in September. So get on it because it's gonna be good. We go very deep. We go very, very deep. So witchcraft, let me pin this one. Witchcraft, book spells recommended especially for spells. Is there a link? Yes, if you go on the link on my profile, it will show up for the mentorship. Also, you can just send me a DM. Send me a DM after this and I'll give you more info. So books recommended for witchcraft. So there's so many. Honestly, there are so many. Let me see what I've got here. So there's a couple one that I recommend. Anything by Julia Diaz, get on that. Anything by Julia Diaz, get on that. She has my last name. I share a last name with her, so you know it's gonna be good. Yeah, so anything by Julia Diaz. Witchery is a great book to start with. You also have her plant witchery is great. The Altar Within. I actually just got a new copy, a revised copy of The Altar Within here. I'm about to throw everything on the floor. Which is this one. This one is really good, especially if you want to connect also with, you know, making sure that your work is deep in terms of like that it's connected with decolonizing, speaking up, reclaiming yourself fully. This is a great one to start. Not that much of spells, but more like some rituals. I feel like this is like backbone, we should all have it sort of like thing. And then witchery is a good one to start. There are some spells in it for sure. Another good one. Let me see what I got here. I really love this one in terms of like for the Wheel of the Year. The Witch's Apothecary by Lorraine Anderson. This is really good. Really, really good stuff. It goes through the whole Wheel of the Year with all different rituals and things. So this is a good one. Can you cast a spell on someone I hate? Why? Are you gonna pay me? I would say so because he's a bad man. Oh well, you should have started with like it's a man. Just give me the name. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Um, no, what I wanted to say, I mean, when it comes to spells and, on people that we hate, it's like, you should have started with the man. Also, just going back to the whole psychiatrist, because the psychiatrist is a guy, and it's like, you're making me side with the guy? Like, do you understand how annoying this already is? But in terms of spells, for people that we hate, let's talk about it. Doing spells on people that we hate. So first of all, the most important thing before doing like spells that no, I got court for him. I don't want him here anymore. Girl, I don't do that types of spells that like, where someone is just like disappears. When you were telling the story, immediately thought that like you're making me say yes, he's right. literally this. Like you're making me say yes, he's right. Like what? You know how bad that sounds? Like getting the ick on having to say that. Regarding spells on people that we hate, first of all, you should be doing divination. Hire a practitioner to see like if this situation really needs a spell on this person. Have they actually hurt you in ways? Oh, there we go. Little puzzle. Everyone pray for me that I put it in right. That's what she said. That was he said. I did it. I did it. What did I want to say? So yeah, you should always do divination in terms of like, does this situation actually need a spell? Or is this person gonna get their karma, the justice anyway? So that is like, first of all, very important thing. And then, and I'd say it's not rare, but like, not always there's a spell needed. Because justice work is already doing its justice. If you feel really like this person has done the worst things to you and they're living the best life, they're living la vida loca, then, say Psalms 109. Repeat Psalms 109 thinking about them. But again, like, do they deserve that? Sometimes, doing divination will tell you they're getting what they deserve, so just trust it. But that is my little witchy advice of right now. Let's get back into the podcast. Not everything it will need a spell. Some things just take time. Yeah. And here's the thing. I always say, don't make spells when you are deep into the pain or deep into the like, I'm really hurt. Now I need a spell. Because let me tell you this, some justice work might come for someone 5 years after. Or you're living a good life, here comes your justice. England has no justice. Yeah, well, Italy is worse. Let me tell you that. I lived in Italy for a long time. Italy is worse. But what I'm saying is sometimes like the justice work, like never do justice work in the heat of the moment. Like, if Italy is not lush. Italy has good food. Italy has like beautiful places, but that's it. Italy is not good for people of color. If you get my drift, you get my drift. All right? And that's all I'm going to say on that. The best justice work I did was call my energy back and focus it towards myself and my peace. 100%. Call back your energy. You'll see all the energy that you nourish those people. I didn't even have to curse my ex. I just called my energy back and he'd be balding even more. I was just like, I'm just calling all my energy back. And if me calling back and reclaiming my power is making you a baldy, it is what it is. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have to do anything on it. It was just like, it just was what it was. But definitely that receding hairline kept doing its receding, if that makes sense. Okay, let's continue with the podcast, shall we? So we explained a bit. I need to listen to backward to see where I was. Okay, so that we're talking about magic, being a witch. Okay, so I didn't realize it was yes, it is a podcast. Shall I put Nair in a shampoo bottle and send it to his house? Why? Why don't you focus on you glowing? Focus on you glowing. Call back your energy. Call back your power. Call back all that you've given to him. And see him getting bald anyway. Recommendations on spell on Lionsgate tomorrow. Well, you should be joining my live event. You should be joining my live event. I'm holding a live event tomorrow. If you already got Kurt Girl, then it's probably a bad idea. That as well. They'll never know it's me. It's at 8 p.m. UK time, I think. But if you go on I'm Across the Pond and I'm not sure. I barely know UK time. But if you go on the link on my profile, it will take you to the events. And it will also be recorded. So you can just access the recording and still do some spells for it, which is great. So yeah, you should join. There's a couple of spots left. Okay, so witchcraft spirituality. I feel like it's a good way to get into reconnecting with magic and magic in the mundane. What do you think? Because like explaining what a witch is and then going into that. You're in alive leaving a digital footprint. That is very true. That is very true. You gotta be careful. But anyway, call them, do some magic, do a spell for self-love. Sometimes the most powerful magic of justice is for you to be blessed, abundant, for you to be so full, your life being so full of abundance that they go, wow. That sometimes is the best revenge. So maybe focus on your own self-healing, reclaiming your power, your strength, and see how you get blessed and they get stressed. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce said, best revenge is your paper. Oh! Hannah, I still can't believe that you got to see Beyonce live. And I have never. Honestly, best Avengers your paper. Down, down. Honestly, Beyonce. Okay. She will come back for you. Just for me, though. I'll call her in. I'll be like, Beyonce. From one conjuring woman to another. Let's get you back. I've heard that she might be doing a rock album next. What do you think about that, Hannah? Do you think that's the case? I kind of like, I can see it. What? And say hi to Logan, Leo. He a lot of car she might or a bank was I knew that. What? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. With her vocals, yes. With her, I mean, honestly, Beyonce, there's nothing that she can't do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a bot. Okay, let me block them. Yeah, they're not following anyone. Let me block it, blockity block. Blockity block. Done. Done. Okay, so we're gonna go next into Magic in the Mundane, reconnect with witchcraft. Alright. So as you can see, being a witch ultimately is really reclaiming your power and who you truly are. So maybe now you are curious about reclaiming yourself as a witch, and how do we do it? How do we reconnect with magic? And how do we connect with magic in the mundane, the day to day? Because sometimes, there ain't that much time to actually do magic. You might be working the whole day, working day and night, and then you have to do magic. How are you going to do that? Okay, so first of all, reconnecting with magic is such a beautiful and powerful journey, and I really recommend for people to connect with it in terms of taking it slow and really see what resonates with you. Again, I said it before, very much if you're just trying to follow what everyone else is doing, that might not be the best for you, because ultimately your journey with witchcraft needs to be yours. Your journey with magic needs to be yours. If you're just trying to connect with what other people are doing, it's never going to feel authentic. It's never going to come with your integrity. So then when we want to sort of like reconnect with it, it's just about reclaiming that you are a witch. It's just about allowing yourself to explore it on a deeper level and just see where it takes you. One of the most important things is not to rush. Honestly, the amount of times that people will connect me with, I am just starting right now to study witchcraft and I want to work with gods and goddesses. Chill. Take it slow. This is not a marathon. This is like you're gonna walk. You're gonna walk really slowly on this journey. Start with the basics. Start with protection. Start with connecting with creating a safe space, a safe circle for yourself. Start with connecting with the basics of magic and witchcraft, and then when it's time, if you're meant to work with specific deities, you will. The issue is that we see so much in the TikToks accounts and so on. We see so much of like, hey, that is so trendy. They're working with Hecate. Hey, that's so trendy. They're working with Aphrodite. I want to do that too. Take your time to actually become good at the basics, to actually understand the basics, so that then, if you're still feeling the call later on to connect with the deities, it will happen, and it will happen naturally. So yeah, that is something very, very important. And when we talk about magic in the mundane and really reconnecting with that, this is so important because, again, sometimes you don't have the time to do it all, to do really elaborated spells. Sometimes your time is limited and you need to do something small. So I would say sometimes magic can be just going out in a park and connecting with nature, finding your favorite spot in nature, sitting there, connecting with the trees, connecting with nature, connecting with the animals that you see, and really having that time to reconnect with yourself. Sometimes that slow and magic can just be lighting a candle for yourself. Maybe a candle to invite in courage, maybe a candle to invite in inspiration. Sometimes it's just sitting at the altar with a coffee for you and your ancestors. Not all the magic needs to be complicated. Yes, there is a time for complicated magic when we're asking for big things, but sometimes the magic can be simply sitting down, talking to your spirit guides, talking to your ancestors. But the importance is also, how can you create a space where you're really honoring all that? Having a small altar is already like a beautiful way to reconnect with the mundane of it. Taking time to meditate, taking time to really experience the different parts and different sides of magic. So what I would really recommend for this amazing question that actually came in from someone in my community about magic in the mundane, what I would really recommend is to take it slow, to try out different things, and to definitely spend more time in nature. That is always the answer to a lot of things, for sure. And then, as you go that way, just seeing what else resonates. There can be difficult rituals and there can be easy rituals. Even when we think about connecting with the different journey of the wheel of the year, for example, you can do a small spell candle, or you can do a big ritual that lasts hours. When you connect deeper with magic, you'll start to see how there is a space for everything, and just allow yourself to see what works best for you right now. Just knowing that it doesn't always need to be perfect, it doesn't always need to be Instagrammable, it needs to be yours. That is the most important thing, for sure. How did that sound? Hey Zane, Legal and Co. Do you see me doing readings right now? Also, hi, hello. Are you doing readings? All those things would be great. Or is that for a question for a reading? It needs to be yours, yeah. My brother is always ill and no energy. I'm asking you a question. My brother is always ill and no energy. Something happens to him. What can he do? I mean, I'm not. First of all, not everything is a spiritual answer. Take some exams, go to the doctor, see if there's something deeper going on. It might be his immune system. I would say work in all different ways. Connect with doctor, checking that out. If that doesn't work, yes, you can connect with spirituality, but not spirituality isn't always the answer to everything. Try out, you have to allow all types of healing to happen, for sure, but if you're always something ill, like, there definitely is something deeper that maybe has to do with the immune system. So yeah, we can address the stress, the nervous system, and what's happening with that, but also let's do some blood tests, let's do some looking deeper into it. Exactly. Sometimes not everything is a spiritual answer. Sometimes it is. But like, how about we do like the physical normal exams first? If they all rule everything out, and then we go into like seeing everything else. He got everything and all clear. Everything? Also, like, what type of illness? You know, it's kind of like, it could be anything. I know, that's what I do. I like to keep it real. It could be anything. Like, maybe all these exams are clear, but like, are there any issues in the house? Maybe there's mold. Like, there's a need of deeper information, and I'm not here doing a consultation. If there is something that is spiritual about it, I mean, that needs a deeper consultation and just seeing what's happening. But again, like, you could go down the line of connecting with someone that looks at the immune system. Is his immune system fine? Again, how do you know? But anyway, if you feel like that is that, then, do a consultation with divination, with some practitioners, to either confirm or deny that. Go into it deeper, How do you recognize your own power? First of all, really reclaiming it and really connecting with it again, like allowing yourself to embrace that you are powerful. I think so often we just kind of like ignore ourselves or make ourselves smaller for other people or situations, that then we don't really allow for ourselves to reconnect with our power. We don't allow ourselves to actually embrace our powers. So I feel like the first step is really like, hey, I'm powerful. Let me embrace that. Let me start to be comfortable with embracing my power and then stepping into it. How to connect. So many different ways. Energy healing. Headed to a meeting, but it was great finally catching you live. Yay! Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for that amazing question. I am gonna answer it in a bit. What does a white candle flickering, jumping, and releasing black smoke mean? It can mean so many different things depending on your intention. Are you just lighting a candle just to light it? Is there a spell that you have added to that? There can be so many different things. Like, it was there a specific intention behind lighting that candle? How was it lit? Are there herbs? Are there oils? What was it lit for? There's so many things that need to be put in consideration. Yeah, anyway, let me see the next part. Okay, so we were talking about magic in the mundane. I think we should go next. I'm curious what you guys think. Guys, girls, everyone, what you think we should go into next. So I feel like it would be really good to maybe go into the working with spiritual guides versus AI and tricksters, which can kind of like be like a bigger theme of like working safely, working safely, working in ways that you're protected. How does that sound? Let me know. Yes, that would be good. Yeah, okay. So then let's go into that. I need to light this just a tiny bit more. Brightening myself up. Ooh, wrong way. Nope. The light. The light is lighting. Okay. So here I bring in a beautiful and powerful question that came through TikTok as I was live. I've received this beautiful question, which I think is perfect as a continuation of what we were just talking about. The question is, working with spiritual guides versus AI or trickster spirits. Now, This is so important. Right now, there is a massive rise in AI, and I have deep thoughts about that. So I'm excited that this question came up so that we can talk deeper about it. One of the first things that I want to say when working with spiritual guides, ancestors, it's just knowing that you have to take it slow. Again, there is no rushing with gods, goddesses, ancestors, spirit guides. Take it slow. Actually have time to connect with them and really trusting your intuition. Are you connecting with what they're actually saying? Or are they just telling you or sharing with you things that you want to hear? Because let me tell you something. My ancestors call me out. They call me out for real. They do not, they're not all love and light. They sometimes are, you deserve a smacking, a spiritual smacking. So anyway, all that to say, it's really about connecting with your guides and everything and seeing if things are resonating, if it feels correct. That is like one of the first ways to look at like, is something a trickster or not? To really take it slow and cultivate that connection. Because also, not everyone is there to actually fully connect with you. Sometimes you will have a spirit guide, or an ancestors that comes in for certain things, but might not be there for the long run journey. When it comes to ancestors as well, it's just really important to take it slow. We should never rush into, hey, ancestors, give me, or like, help me with these things. But instead, we should really take it as, hey, how can I honor and connect this connection that we have? So tricksters, it's a really important topic because sometimes we really need to make sure that we are not just speaking to someone, something that is just a trickster that is out there and is not there to actually serve us in the right way. Trickster spirits can come in and will kind of like not only sort of like can siphon our energy, but can also just tell us what we want and really not helping us connect with the reality. I've seen this over and over as well with some practitioners that maybe have never started with doing the deep work first and then would go around being like, I'm channeling all these different deities and goddesses, even ones from closed practices, which cannot be done, but saying, I can channel all these different spirits. I can channel it all. And the reality, they were always called out as, you're just talking to a trickster spirit. Because deities, gods and goddesses, and especially spirits from close practices, these are not Pokemon. You cannot catch them all. So just relax and take it slow when it comes to connecting with spirits, to just actually really see like, is this a spirit that I am meant to connect with? And let's just see how that feels. Now, the topic of AI is a big one. And let me just tell you the importance of knowing that spirituality, AI, ChatGPT is not going to be your spiritual bestie. It really isn't here to be your spiritual guide. And honestly, what I've been saying months and months ago is that there will end up being a cult around AI and ChatGPT. I'm already seeing the signs. I'm already seeing people really connecting with AI on a deeper level and really allowing it to be in this way what guides them into a spiritual psychosis. Hey Emily, hi. No consciousness, no connection. Oh my god, can I use that? I love that. I'm recording the podcast. No consciousness, no connection. I love them. Thank you. Like the witch Emily that just came on the live to say, no consciousness, no connection. 100%. AI is just there to kind of like will always end up agreeing with you. One way or another will always agree with you. Also, it's not creating anything new. I think this is something that people not often understand. It's not creating something new. It's just taken from things that it finds online, from things that are already out there. So it's not recreating, it's not creating something new. By that, there's no consciousness. So it's never going to really create something or channel spirit. Often, what we are seeing right now and the spiritual psychosis that are already happening because of AI is the fact that it keeps agreeing with you, the fact that it keeps validating your crash outs. And so when it comes to AI, it's very important that you don't use it for spirituality because it was never intended to do that. Listen, AI, first of all, it's not that good for the planet, but it might be good to like rewrite some newsletters or things like that. But it's not good to be your spiritual mentor. It ain't going to channel any spiritual guidance for you. So don't use it that way. And trust that what you actually meant to use is spiritual guides, healers, the witches, and most importantly, yourself and your higher self. Okay? Leave the AI by the side when it comes to spirituality because it's not going to be fulfilling the things that you actually need to hear. It will just tell you what you want to hear, which is not the right thing. And what I see often is like people doing tarot readings with AI and being like, oh my God, it told me exactly what I wanted to hear, exactly, and not what you needed. Which probably that the guy isn't meant for you. And you need to move on and love yourself deeply and embrace becoming the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let me see. For ancestors, how might you work with those who enslaved or harmed others? Ooh, Hannah, you coming in strong, child. Damn. Woof. Okay. Maybe work it is not the right term, but heal my line and send healing to others. It can be for future. Yeah, I feel like this is for future time. Definitely, I need to like remind myself. I feel work, heal, ancestors that did wrong. Listen, there's gonna be and here's the reality. We all are gonna have ancestors that did bad stuff. We're all gonna have them. Now, the reality, because we're all gonna have them, it sometimes means we're not meant to work with them. Sometimes we can bring healing through that line and kind of like break the cycle, close that up so that we don't go back into that energy in terms of like I heal and I release that you've done these bad things. I send you energy, I send you healing to understand that what you did was wrong, to take accountability for what you did, and I release this from the future, as in like this ends with what you did. Now you heal, you release, and we move on. I think decolonizing work is so important when we work with that way. I feel like if we start to embrace it, it goes down our lineage, and as I always say, work with people of color. Reparation is a great way to, to sort of like shift the dynamics which we had with ancestors that did bad things in terms of when we talk about slavery and things like that. Now, in general, we're like, I think there's always like some conversations of like, oh, that uncle, I don't want to work with that uncle because he's done something wrong. He did this to his wife or whatever is coming up. And I feel like that's the importance of, again, bringing healing to that, but also like what you have done does not go further. What you have done does not move further from here. The pain that you caused stops there, and now onwards there's no more space for that. Does that make sense? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Thank you. I'm actually trying to stop so many seconds. Listen. Tell me about it. It's like we're... Who decided that we are here to break all the cycles? A little drink of my water. Who decided that we are meant to be the ones that break all these cycles? Like, every time I connect with one of my ancestors' decks, it's always like, healing, break the cycles. You're here to do, it's your turn. I'm like, who agreed to this? Who said, yeah, it's gonna be me? I probably signed the contract. Yo, hey Josephine, that's okay. Hello. Who signed? Where is my signature? Where I agreed to this, where I said, yeah. Show me the signature where I agreed that I'm gonna be the cycle breaker. I need to double check that. I don't trust that signature. Anyway, so Josephine, let me tell you a bit of all that we have discussed in the podcast so far. Hannah, if I missed something, I'm gonna ask for your help in the comments. So far in the podcast, I've talked about just what is sacred white magic a bit. I talked about witch and how to be a witch. I've talked about reconnecting with magic and magic in the mundane, which was a beautiful question from Hannah, which I really, really loved. And I've just talked about working with spirit guides versus AI or tricksters. So very much like talking about that. I'm just thinking if that is complete. Am I missing anything? Hannah, did I talk about anything else? I feel like that is it. So what else should we discuss? Hey, maybe now is a good time to do a little reading for you all. Would y'all want a little general guidance reading? That's the big points. Yeah, that's true. I want to ask your thoughts are on spirituality, ancestral healing through gifts, talents. Can you elaborate a bit more, please? Go on, I've been giving readings all day. Someone else can take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Here I wanted to ask your thoughts on spirituality and ancestral healing through gifts. Like using your own gifts to heal the ancestral line. Yes and no. I think it depends, first of all, Hey Jasmine, how are you? Lovely to see you here. It depends, first of all, how much we are connected with, for example, gifts passed down generations. Yeah, it depends how connected you are with those gifts. Like how good are we at those gifts? Because doing ancestral healing work, like, is deep. You know, if we are just reconnecting with our gifts, it might be a bit difficult to actually go deeper into ancestral healing with that. It can be a reclamation of our ancestral practices. Yes, I love that, Jasmine. It can be a reclamation of our ancestral practices. It can be, and through that, there is a healing going on with that for sure. But sometimes if you need to do deep ancestor healing, you can't do it on your own. Because there's skills and gifts that past generations had but never expressed. Even more so than if there's a disconnection between some people not doing it and you doing it now. For example, let me see. I found healing through furthering my practice, doing my gran wasn't able to do. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it is like the word is not lower. It's like it's a continuation. It's like me doing hoodoo. It's a recontinuation of what my ancestors used to do, and it's like it's a slow process. But what I'm saying, if there's a big ancestral healing that needs to be done, that takes you can't just do it through some gifts, you know what I mean? Especially if you like it's just coming down. I'm just trying to see the rest of. So you said because there's skills and gifts that pass generations but never expressed that I have. For example, what? Let me know. Jillian, do you see me moving houses 2025, please? Are you moving? Let me know, Jillian. Does it look like... Jillian, hi, hello. Are you doing readings? Can I have a reading? Some manners. We'd love that. Continuing where those before left it. There's a lot of SA towards women in my ancestry resulted with kids being born, etc. Yeah. So like that, for example, is also like, you know, we can do, for example, let's talking about the SA and things like that. We can do some healing on ourselves of reconnecting, but you might need someone else to do some deep womb healing for you. For example, me, I do womb healing. You know, I help people through that. And I help them work with, let's go into your ancestors. Where did they receive these things? You know? For example, fashion, art, poetry, etc. Many in my lineage had these but never worked on. But it's in this time I'm expressing that. Jade, that's great. And it is a way of like honoring and continuing. But again, what I'm saying is like that alone might not help for deep ancestral healing. It's a way of like reclaiming and reconnecting and honoring, but you might need to do something deeper for the ancestral healing per se, you know. Just us honoring our gifts only, it's kind of like, again, this thing with spirituality. It's like, just because we want to say we are a witch and we cast a couple of spells doesn't mean that we're deeply connected. Like, we need to do something deeper. Or, you know, if you have like a witch wound, let's put it this way, you have a witch wound, okay? You just casting a spell today and tomorrow is not going to heal the witch wound. You doing deep shadow work, you doing deep healing work around the witch wound, you may be being helped to heal the witch wound is what's going to do it. You reclaiming and doing spells every day is going to help you embrace that power and reconnect you in reclaiming being a witch. But the witch wound alone needs to be addressed. Does that make sense? I love that. I love the volunteering, Josephine. That's awesome. Hello from London. Hi, how are you? Are witch wounds similar to father or mother wounds? I've never been asked this. Let me think a moment. I wanna my experience is saying yes and no. In the terms that it is a wound. It can be, because it can also be related from father or mother as well. But it can be deeper. It can be, you know, I feel like it can be so much deeper, because it can be something that you've been carrying from ancestors down the lineage. Maybe it's something that every woman in your lineage has carried forward. Because every time that you were expressing yourself, they were expressing themselves, or they were connecting with spirituality, they were told off. So it might not just be a mother-father wound, it can go so much deeper. Does that make sense? So sometimes we're healing the wound that isn't even ours. Or like that we heredited? Is that the word? Heredited, maybe? Maybe that is the word. One thing for sure with the women in my ancestry, they weren't afraid to throw hens or fish. I love that. Want to catch these hens or want to catch these fish? You're gonna catch these fish today. Josephine. Josephine, you are so funny. I love it. I love it. Anyway, shall we do a little general guidance reading for everyone here? Let's just see. I don't know if I should record it for hey, what's the light? What's happening to the light? Why are you moving? Who told you to move? Who told you to move, girl? Let me adjust that. Damn, me and technology today. Just fish emoji, all the fish. Oh my god, literally, oh my god, Josephine, you just unlocked a memory within me. Hello and thanks for all the fish. Who gets this quote? Who gets this quote? I want to see where my people are at. Hello and thanks for all the fish. Or goodbye and thanks for all the fish. Who gets it? Come on. It's not that old. It's older, but come on, who gets this? I'm pretty salmon hits differently. Oh my god, the salmon. It hits it. The salmon is a Hitchhiker's Guide. Yes. The answer to the question is it the number 43? 42, I can never remember. I feel you're gonna say it and we're gonna go, oh, Hitchhiker's Guide. It sounds so familiar, but I can't name it. Hitchhiker's Guide. The book, the movie, you have to watch the movie. It goes like, basically like the intro to the movie, it's like all the dolphins are like starting to swim out of the oceans, and they're singing, and they're like, oh my god, we have to do a movie night, Hannah, and watch it. They're basically just like, oh, like, yeah, thank you for all the fish. Hello, thanks for all the fish. And then like they leave, and they're like, goodbye. Hello, and thanks for all the fish. and then they just leave because they got all the fish, and now they're leaving the planet because stuff is gonna happen to the planet. Um, it's just like such a funny movie night. It's so good. I remember reading the Hitchhiker's Guide years ago on the tube, like on my journey every day, and literally just cackling. I was just there like trying not to laugh in front of like all the people on the tube because it was so funny. I had like I would have tears on my eyes. I would literally be like, "This is so. Why is this book so funny?" That is something that they should redo. That should be such a good TV show or movie series. Why are they not doing that instead of like doing 500 different thousands Superman? I said what I said. I said what I said. Okay. Sorry if I offended anyone with the Superman comment. I love how the world is waking up and realizing we're all psychic, right? The world is like, oh, you should be so proud of yourself. I know, I am. That's the thing. Like, why are they redoing some of these things that they shouldn't be on this? I have a question for the podcast. Should I record the reading in it? Or should I just do it for like, it's just gonna be here, so it's just for the people that have joined here? Yes or no? What are you thinking? It might be a good way to end the podcast, unless there's other questions. I can always switch it around. So far there's 20 minutes of podcast. If it's great, if it's general recorded. Oh, I thought you said if it's great recorded. If it's great recorded, it's like if it's bad, like though. I would put it in the podcast. Yes, I say yes. Be a signing out of the podcast. Yeah. If it's bad, don't put it. So not to ruin the mood of everyone, but okay. So let me just add. I'm gonna put like a wording before, just so I know. Oh, I mentioned fish slapping. Start coming in. What have I done? What? Where are they? Wait, are they in the comments? Where? I would put it in the pot. Where am I? Where are they? Please let me know. If the Jesus people show up, let me know. Let me know if I need to block someone. I'm like, do I need to block someone? Yeah, the names show up. They haven't commented. Okay, that's fine. Maybe maybe we can convert them to our side. We got cookies. Join our side. We got cookies. We got cookies, but you also need to do shadow work. All right, let me just record it. Tarot reading incoming. Add this at the end of the episode. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of general guidance that those on TikTok are watching live right now, but also for everyone here that is tuning into this episode. A bit of general guidance to see how we're moving through this energy of today. So just stay tuned. I'm gonna shuffle my cards and come back. Yes, we got cookie, but also water, but with thanks to Jesus, it's not from our free fry. Listen, if there was a Jesus, he was a witch, because turning water into wine, okay, witch. Transmutation. All right, I see what you're doing there. Transmute that energy. All right, any message or guidance for our community right now. What do we need to know? What do we need to hear right now? Ooh, the cards are like, oh my god, the cards are coming out. What do we need to know right now? What do we... Okay. What do we need to focus on? What is happening? Thank you. This reading is something else. Guys, what's happening? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll call another card. Any final message? Is there a clarifying card or any final message? What is happening, people? What do we do? In a good sense, but also this is a lot. Wait, let me read the comments. Okay, so dude made a loaf of bread, feed hundreds and gave free wine. Seems like a decent guy, to be for real. It's like the guy was decent. The people following him now, not so much. Like, he's probably like, did I stutter in what I said? Why are your people not doing what I said? So it's a big reading. Let me just say it's a big reading. That's why I was like shocked. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcanas in a reading of 8 cards. Take with that already what you think. Take with that already what you think, because 6 major arcanas in one reading with 8 cards. Told you Jesus was gone into witness protection. Change his name. Jesus was tired. Jesus was like, I'm done. Y'all not listening to me. Y'all are not treating the people like their neighbors. So you know what? I'm out. Who looked up and now has banged up to rise with these cards? Y'all better be seated. So listen, I'm not getting a negative reading from this. This is not a reading where like I don't claim any negative energy, okay? Oh, now Jesus has entered the chat. Jesus, are you here? It's not one of those readings where we go, I don't claim any negative energy from this. It's one of those readings where we go like, damn, like I needed to hear this, but also it was time. So anyway, let's get started. Let me press a little record button. So this is actually a really fascinating reading. I pulled out a lot of cards, and as I tune really in with the guidance of these cards, there's a lot coming up. I'm feeling a bit that we're getting screamed at a bit, but in a nice way, if there is such a thing. It's like, hey, this is your reminder. It's time. And you've been ignoring this for a long time. So if this is resonating, then trust this message. So what I want to say as the first thing here, what is coming in, I got a comment on TikTok, gentle parenting. Love that. What is really coming in here is that there are 8 cards in total. 6 of them are major arcanas. Now, if you know tarot, you know that is a lot to come into one reading. Okay, so just be ready, because there's a lot. So our first card is the Emperor. The Emperor is really coming in with this energy of leadership. I feel like it's very much this reminder of you are the leader of your life. Like, what's happened there? Like, why did you stop? Why did you give some of that power away? This is really the message that is coming. Like, why did you forget who you truly are? And this is an energy of like stepping into the action of what you're truly meant to do. So it's really asking us to remember who we are. Because the Emperor doesn't get worried about anything. The Emperor is like, sure, he's 10 steps ahead at all times. So it's just asking us like, how can we reconnect with being the leader of our lives? That's the message of the Emperor today, okay? Which is followed straight away by the Hero Path. The Hero Path, straight away after the Emperor, is like, yes, you know the leader, and like reconnecting with yourself, you need to do it through spirituality. This might feel like a roller coaster. I got that image so clear. Wow. This might feel like a roller coaster because spiritual awakenings, we might see them on TikTok like all rose, sunshine, and butterflies, but it ain't like that. We know it ain't like that. It's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot more work. So it does really feel that in order for you to reconnect, for us to reconnect with our power, our leadership, and becoming who we're really meant to be, with stepping into this power, has to do with a spiritual awakening, with us reconnecting deeper with our own spirituality. Hey, some of you might be witches or wanting to be witches, listening to these podcasts. And this message is really about stepping into that community, stepping into that energy. Now with that, we have the Devil as the next card. Sorry, Desiree is recording this reading for her podcast, but it's also for you all. So y'all better listen. Are you listening? Because y'all gonna need to hear this. This reading is for all of us. We're all being called out right now. In the most loving way. In the most loving way. I mean, the Devil is the next card, so I don't know about loving way. But let's go. Girl, I'm listening. It's resonating so much already. I'm glad to hear that, Joanna. Let's get into the next card. Now, our next card is the Devil. Woo. Now, I want to say something about the Devil, because people, whenever I pull the Devil for them, they always have this like, not the Devil. And I just want to be a bit of like the Devil's advocate in this case. Because the Devil, really, what the Devil is, sometimes is a messenger. It kind of like shows you, hey, I'm just here to tell you that you've got some limiting beliefs, some toxic behaviors, some toxic beliefs. You've put yourself in a box that isn't really that great. I'm just showing you. I mean, yeah, these limitations, this toxicity keeps you stuck to me, but I'm just showing you that you can make yourself free from that. All you gotta do is just release this toxicity, release these limitations, these fears, because you can all let them go. Like, you're stronger than what you think, but your fears have kept you stuck to me. But you can set yourself free. So the Devil in this reading, connected with the Emperor, the Hero Path, is very much focusing on reconnecting with that spirituality in order to heal the limitations, the fears, in order to reclaim the power, in order to step into all this deeper energy. And what happens when we do? We got the Empress. Now see how we had the Emperor first? And the Empress coming in for us as well. The Emperor is the power of leadership, of action. The Empress is like, how do you do all this spiritual healing? How do you do all that releasing? Through reconnecting with yourself, to nurturing yourself. Because as you go through this deep reawakening, you got to nourish yourself. You got to understand, yes, I deserve this healing. Yes, I deserve to fully be myself again. The Empress knows that she can attain and create and manifest anything that she wants. That's why she's pregnant with the world, by simply being herself. Because that's her deepest power. She knows she's a portal of energy. She knows she is powerful. And the more that she embraces who she truly is, which is what you need to do with that spiritual awakening and reclaiming your power, the more you become the Empress. Full in power, abundant, blessed, reconnected with who you are. Our next card is the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, funny enough, we have 2 8s in this reading. And it's an 8-card reading, so 888. Oh, I love the numerology. And when these sort of things happen, the numerology is numerologing. So the 8 of Pentacles is this reminder of, yeah, as you go through this spiritual journey, this is also about reclaiming, becoming the master at what you do. This is like following those dreams and desires and making it happen. It's like, you know what? I'm really good at this thing, and this thing makes me feel really good. Like I really feel connected with myself when I focus on these things in my life. And the Eight of Pentacles is like, okay, let's learn them deeper. Let's become the best at this. This isn't like doing it without learning or without going deeper into it and just being like, hey, I'm the best at this. This is let me study. Let me explore. Let me reconnect. And through that, I become the best. I become that advisor. I become the person that is the best at this thing. And ultimately, I become abundant through that as well, by really connecting with what is it that I love and making it my deepest passion, my deepest blessing. I need to take that off. All the noises. One thing that I hate about recording podcast is all the random noises that I make. Like, why? A little drink of water. Okay, are we ready for the next 3 cards? We're almost there. Let me tell you the cards that have appeared in every reading today. The Emperor, Devil, Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. Wow. See, I love when that happens, because it's kind of like this reconnection of like, this is what we're all going through. This is what we're all doing right now. Let me just put in my charger. Okay, final 3 cards. Are you all ready? Are you ready for the final 3 cards for this reading? Let me know. Let me know. Go! Today's been interesting for readings, yeah? I love when there's moments like that. And that takes us into the next card. Another major arcana, because we have collected so many. And this is the Strength card. Strength. Remember how we started with the Emperor, all about embracing our power and stepping into that leadership of our life? The Strength card is also a way of a portal of showing us how to do that. Through really embracing our own vulnerability, through really connecting deeper with who we are and giving in within us the deeper self-love. And the message that I'm getting right now very clear is like, you can't become the best at what you do. You can't create like the Empress if you don't bring in that deep love, if you don't fully love yourself, if you don't embrace who you are and show the world, yourself, that this is worth of it. So this is a big energy on really embracing your own abundance, embracing who you truly are, and really reconnecting with all that. Ultimately, it's speaking up for yourself. Because if you don't do it, why would someone else do? So the Strength card is really this big reclamation of self-love, of that healing, of embracing your vulnerability and showing that energy to everyone. Really important. Then we have the Eight of Wands coming in. As I said, 888. We got the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and it's an 8-card reading. So the Eight of Wands is also telling us that this whole journey, things might shift quicker than we think. There might be like a fast shift happening that we don't even realize. And sometimes when I say that, I'm getting seen, the card that I'm seeing is the Chariot. Like, imagine the energy of the Chariot, where, like, you know, you are on this chariot and you go in deep, and sometimes it can feel a bit like, oh my God, what is happening? You know, but it's just about like, trust the journey, trust the process, trust that you're going for what is meant for you. So this energy of the Eight of Wands is just about connecting and embracing the fast movement, knowing it's going to take you exactly where you're meant to be. So just trusting into it a bit more, okay? But it's important for you to step into that energy of knowing some things might shift really quick and just embracing it. Ultimately, this is like, the Eight of Wands is a lucky card. I always kind of like see it as like, oh my God, it's like, imagine like you have arrows, and each arrow has a seed of all those dreams and desires. And as you shoot them up, they fall down. And as they fall down, they become plants already. They become abundant. So it's all, you're shooting up all those intentions and everything that you want. So powerful, powerful card. And then let's go into our final card. Hi, little jackdaw. Welcome, welcome. Came from your video, yes. Josephine, I don't know how that happened. I love that. Love that anyway. I'm here for it. And are you all ready for our final card? You can see it's the Magician. Let me see, did I say? And then let's go into our final card. No, I didn't say what the card was. Listen, Josephine deserves to be tagged all the times because she's just so funny. So just in case she forgets, it's like, let me just tag you because you're funny. And it is the Magician. I love this as our final card because it almost like feels like, hey, this, oh my God, I'm just seeing it so clearly. The image that I'm seeing of this whole journey that this card is trying to tell is so clear. It's like literally the Magician is the outcome. This is what we become by embracing all the journey of all the other 7 cards. Can you all understand how powerful this is? This is telling us that by you reclaiming your power, by you reconnecting with your spirituality, by you releasing your limitations, toxic beliefs, by you embracing that you can manifest everything by simply reclaiming who you are, by you embracing your gifts and making them nourish, become the best of them, by you embracing the strength within you, by you embracing the self-love, by you embracing that things can shift so quickly when we actually put in the work towards ourselves, what comes out is the Magician. Oh, this is such a powerful, powerful reading. I love when a reading is actually so deep. And so the Magician is who we become at the end of this journey, which is just a new beginning. The Magician is not the end, the full end. This is just like, this is the next step. This is what we become next after this. We become the Magician, and then that's a new journey. That's a new work. That's a new path. That's becoming the Fool after that. It's like the journey of the Fool. But the Magician is coming here to tell us, yes, through all this deep healing work, through all this deep connection, we become back the Magician. So we step into our deepest power to then, for our magic to be the most powerful ever. So yeah, this is us all becoming witches. This is us all reclaiming our spirituality. This is us all stepping into who we always were and who we will always be when we stop being in our own way. Because the magician doesn't cast a spell and then go, oh, I hope it works out. The magician is like, this is the spell. This is going to work. This is it. So allow yourself to believe in that same energy of the magician that knows their power, casts that spell, uses above and below, uses all the elements, all the magic, all the energy, and creates the life that they want. Whew. This is such a powerful reading. I hope you understand that this is something else. This is powerful. This is just really asking us to step into something so much deeper and knowing that you are ready for it. It's your time. It's my time. It's all our time. So I hope you really enjoyed this reading. I hope you really embraced this podcast. And I truly hope that you will come back, because there will be so much more on this podcast. And feel free to send in your questions. Feel free to join us for the live recordings of the podcast. It would be always so beautiful to continue answering any questions that you have about magic. And of course, if you want to work deeper on a one-to-one with me, I offer witchcraft, intuitive mentorships, for one-to-one tarot readings, energy healing, and I have some amazing courses on money magic. I have some amazing courses on manifestation and so many more to come. So you just have to check out and see what comes in. You can find me on TikTok, on Instagram, Sacred Wise Magic. And I send you all so much love. It was really, really amazing to record this for you all. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts about it all. Bye bye everyone, and see you in the next episode. How was that? How was that? My problem being is if Desiree did a reading for me, she's so calming that I'd fall asleep. Honestly, I wish I could say that doesn't happen. But there's some times when I record readings on my Patreon community, people are like, I had to listen to the reading a couple of times because I kept dozing off. Oh, if you come to my online events, or my meditations, the amount of people that fall asleep, that I then have to be like, and now you have to wake up. Hello, wake up. This reading did resonate so much. Thank you. You're welcome. I really needed this today. I'm so glad, Joanna. Hey, let me tell you, this was like a really powerful reading. Like, the images that I saw for this reading were really big. So I'm so glad. This was healing for me. I'm so glad. Yay, you did so great. Thank you. Oh my God. Like, also, like, we started at 7:30. No, well, we started recording really at 8-ish or 8:30. I have absolutely fallen asleep. You can. That's healing though. It shows you provide a safe space. Josephine, you're here to make jokes, not to make me cry. I do, if there's one thing about me, and this is why I say that, again, discernment is so important, is that creating safe spaces is something that is so sacred and should be considered sacred, and so I don't take this lightly at all, and it really angers me when I see people taking it lightly and not honoring that journey, and doing things when they shouldn't be doing it. Oh my God, my ears from the headphones, man. So yeah, Desiree is reading me to felt it's in a calming manner. It'll still be catching. Be like, that's great. I was like, I'm so calm, relaxed while you tell me off. I love it. I love being told off by your voice because it's so calming. I kind of love that. So yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thank you for telling me off. I'm gonna go back to nap now. And then I'm gonna listen you telling me off when I wake up. I kind of love that. It's true that, I say things the way they are, but I say it with a kind voice. So you never know. You're like, wait, did she just call me out for my bullshit? Oh, she did. But she sounded so nice. She did it. Well, I think that was a great episode. What do you all think? Now I just need to edit. I don't want to edit it. Honestly, the thing that I hate the most was editing the podcast. Editing all the noises, like, and all those things. But I mean, I'm gonna probably edit some of them out. Maybe not everything, but some of those things. But I think it was a great episode. I kind of really liked it. I think it was great. I don't know what y'all think. I'll listen to this again. Yeah, well, so the recording, I'm gonna try to look, I think a great episode to bring people in. Yay! I'm so glad. So I think the recording, so the podcast, I'm gonna put it out. I'm gonna try to put it out in the next few days. I don't believe in it. Do you believe in it? Me and my ADHD putting this out in a couple of days? We shall see. I think it's a good episode. I'm glad, Josephine. But I'm gonna try to put the recording of this, like if I can download it, I'm gonna try to put it on YouTube, and then put it on the Patreon so then people can watch this back. And kind of like behind the scenes of the podcast. But yeah, the podcast, it will come out eventually. I need to do a couple of things. I need to log back into all the podcast stuff, edit this, and put it out. I don't even have music, a jingle for it. I don't know if I'm gonna put one. Here's a little insight. If you go and listen to my old episodes, the jingle of music in it was made by my ex, and I hate it now. I'm like, ugh. I don't ever want to hear that little guitar strumming ever again. I'm like, nah, I don't want to hear it. So I might need to take that off all episodes, just the intro. Just taking off the intro from each one of the old episodes. The things that can be annoying. So, are there any questions or anything that is coming up for people? Let me know. Or how are you all doing? You should get Coco to do a jingle for you. Does she do jingles? I hate to ask her. What would it be like? She'll probably read me for felt as well. Can you tell us more about what you're doing tomorrow evening? Oh, yes, I can. No, but she'd be good at it. Yeah, Coco is good at everything, honestly. She's awesome. She's so awesome. Tomorrow evening, I am holding a Lionsgate and full moon online ceremony. We are gonna connect deep with the energy of this full moon, with the energy of, thanks for the follow, with the energy of the Lionsgate portal. Hi. How can I uncover which type of witch I am? We're gonna, what are we gonna do tomorrow? We're gonna, hello! Hey Hey, Sissy, how are you? So nice to see you here. We're gonna be working with some powerful magic for the Lionsgate portal, but and also even more powerful magic because it's the full moon as well. So we're gonna go very deep. You should all join. It's gonna be powerful, and I'm gonna record it as well. So if you can't join live, you get the recording. We're gonna be doing energy healing, journaling, all the deep and beautiful stuff. How can I uncover which type of witch I am? Let me pin this. I will have to go now, but I really enjoyed your live podcast. Bye bye, Selena. It was lovely to have you. Miss you dearly, love. I miss you too. Sissy, how are you? I love watching your videos. I hope we can all meet again soon. This is my sister from the US, by the way. Yeah, I hope we can all meet again soon. That would be such a big dream of mine. To all be together again. Oh, so many years. So how can I uncover which type of witch I am? So what did Josephine say? She answered. Let's see. No need for titles. Gravitated towards the feels right for you. Josephine, why are you so smart? 100%. I think one of the things is like you just have to explore it. You just have to slowly connect with things, and then through that understanding. Personally, when it comes to magic, to witchcraft, I would consider myself an eclectic witch because I'm like, the image that I'm getting is like, what's that? I'm like a raccoon. I love this, I love that. I'm a bit of a green witch. I'm a bit of that, I'm a bit of that. So I love a lot of different things. So you don't have to be specific labels when it comes to like witchcraft, like, oh, you're just that. Go with what really resonates for you. Then I have some clients that are really like, oh, I am a lunar witch. And to be fair, they really are, but like you can allow yourself to see what resonates. Trash panda. Yeah, that was the image that I got, but I couldn't remember. Trash panda. So yeah, it's really about just allow yourself to discover the path that is meant for you. Just like trying it out. What resonates the most, it's always going to be the most powerful magic that way. You don't have to be a specific type of witch. You being a witch is enough sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes is enough. Sometimes is like, it's all that you needed. It's the Aries in me. We smarts. We smarts in between burning things out. Oh my God. Josephine, you might be the first Aries that I actually like. I feel like that is, again, one of my exes was an Aries. So he ruined it for Aries. But Josephine, you being an Aries, I feel like you're bringing a good face, a good energy to a good energy to to Aries. So maybe I'm gonna let that go. Maybe he was just like a bad one, a bad Aries, bad boyfriend, bad partner, bad everything. But we made sure that his hairline keeps receding and receding, so that's all good. Do you ever feel kind of sick after a spell? Sorry, I don't have anyone to ask about this. I feel off. What kind of spells did you do, Brooke? What kind of spells did you do? So, which would be the first things that he was an April Aries, so that's probably the issue. You're right. So yeah, what kind of spells did you do? I think like, let's see, prosperity type situation with candle and herbs. I think often Aries man, Aries woman. Okay, Joanna, you're right. I feel like you're right. So I think sometimes we can feel sick also, like depending on the type of spell for sure. But also, have we done grounding work? Have we done protection around the spell that you've been doing? If you've been feeling like a lot sick, what you might want to do is a spiritual bath. Get like some rosemary, get some normal sage or garden sage, or even just the rosemary alone. Put some boiling water, 2 liters, into a jar, into a pot. Let it steep the rosemary. Pray over it. Connect with your intention. Like, cleanse away any heavy energy that is on me now. And then have a normal shower. Then have the spiritual shower with the herbs. That's always like a good way. Like, if you feel like something instantaneously attached to you, or you could just do it with salt and water as well. I'm getting it bit by bit. It's interesting because I'm a pastor kid, and witchcraft was hella demonized. I hear you on that, and I feel like that is so. That happens to so many people in the church community, being demonized for witchcraft and stuff. It's a process, it will take slow, if especially if it was demonized a lot, but just trusting in that what you're doing, nothing of it is wrong. Does it feel right to you? I feel like that's the most important thing. Does that journey feel right to you, no matter what other people think? Does it feel right to you? Because I say that because so for example, I had an experience when I was a teenager in Italy where I was in a bookshop. I was looking at the witchcraft section, and a very religious man starts shouting at me that I will go to hell, that the devil will take me, blah 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 blah. I wasn't scared of what I do. Like, witchcraft was not the thing scaring me. The man was scaring me. The man, I was like, it's making me feel uncomfortable. It's making me feel uncomfortable that witchcraft is judged. But I knew deep down that what I'm doing is not wrong. So just connect with knowing that what you're doing is not wrong. And yeah, there might be people that, treat witchcraft as like, oh, this is bad stuff. But like, what is it to you? My dad is a Catholic deacon. It can get interesting when I'm over. Oh, that is gonna be interesting for sure. How does that go? How does that go? Oof, that's gonna be another one. Society just never liked strong women. Ain't that the truth? That is the truth. And I feel like that's always a thing that we're still working through. The fact that society didn't really want us to be strong anymore. But we deserve to be strong. We deserve to be powerful. He hides the holy water, tells me to stop nicking his final rites. Oh my god. She's coming over, quick. Hide the holy water. Hide the books. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. I hope you get that reference. See, there's too much videos, memes. My ADHD brain has a lot of like, it's 90% memes. And the rest is like random information. He locks his study now. Get a second key made. Get a second key made. I've been on the internet way too long at this point. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Oh my god, yeah. I hear you, Hannah. You were spicy. Never spicy. 100%. Oh my god. This was so much fun. Honestly, this was so much fun. So I have a question for you all because I'm already like, how many times? What would be in your... He got me a whole 2 liters of holy water from Bugfastly Abbey 2 years ago. Told me to leave. Here's yours. This is mine. This is yours. This is mine. You don't touch my holy water. You've got yours at home. You got yours. I love that. See, I feel like I need to get some holy water for some stuff. Exactly how it goes. I need it to be a sitcom. Honestly, that would make for such a good sitcom. That would be for such a really good sitcom. Can I just say, like, I've never drank so much water in one day. Like, I'm literally, this has revolutionized my life. I'm having a moment of, like, actually being really annoyed at myself that I didn't get one of these before. This is like the moment where, when I was younger, I would absolutely hate the idea, the Father and the Witch coming to 26. I love it. Love a sippy cup. I love it too. It makes me think about the time when I was younger where, I mean, I used to live in Italy for 17 years. So bruschetta, which here would be called bruschetta or whatever you guys call it. But in Italian it's called bruschetta. Let's get some things straight here. And one of the things is like rubbing garlic on it before you put on oil and stuff. And I'll always be like, absolutely not. That is disgusting. Like, no, that is like, no. And then I tried it some years ago and I was like, this is the best thing ever. And I just had this moment of like, why did I spend so many years without not loving this? So basically, anyway, all that to say, I'm having this with this. I'm having this moment of like, I could have drank water. I could have drank drinks. But I decided to stay dehydrated. Sharon. She's taking my holy water again, Sharon. Oh my god, I love that. I'm kicking my feet. Honestly, that is so good. I feel like it should become a sitcom. I actually was Aldi flavored water is the best, hands down. Oh, I need to try that. I have an Aldi near me. I need to try the flavored water. I never get it. I need to try it. I was speaking to a mentalist. I know, very random. We were doing a gig at a party together where I was reading cards. He was doing magic tricks or something. I can't remember. Mentalist stuff. I don't know what they do. They do stuff, right? But he was also a writer and a director. So he did some like movies and stuff. And he was talking about this sitcom that he's creating about his mom that was very spiritual. And like this sitcom about like the mom's spiritual and like the spiritual community. And I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. And then I was like, oh, you should do a character about this. You should do, you know, the classic spiritual fuckboy and all these kind of things. And so we were talking about all that. But this has very much those vibes. Like, we need more sitcoms like that. We need the Father and the Witch sitcom. We need that. We need all these sitcoms about all the spiritual stuff. Because I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So, This has taken longer than I thought. I mean, I loved it. We did it. Oh, this is the question that I had. I love it, but I think the Vatican might get eggy about it. You know what? It's the Vatican. They get eggy about a lot of stuff. What's one more thing? You don't live in Italy, so it's fine. You're not on the same land as them. You can get away with more stuff. You can get away with more stuff if you're not there. So here was my question about the podcast. So, considering I have ADHD, right? Very, very important to keep that in mind. But considering I have ADHD, also not just about that, but what would you, for this podcast about witchcraft and stuff, how many times would you like to see it? Like, once a month? Are we talking like every 2 weeks? Please don't say once a week, because there's no way you all hate me. Please, I beg. I'd say once a month. I feel like once a month, that's what's sustainable for you and your energy. Hannah, who knows? I ran on insomnia and dreams. Oh, really? Oh, really? Are you here? I saw your name appear. Good not to get. Hello, Aurelie, you made it. I finished recording, but it's good to have you. Let me know if you want to come live with me, by the way. Not to pressure you if you're like in bed chilling. But if you want to come live and have like a witchcraft chat, you're more than welcome to just come and hang out. But also you don't have to. I just want to clarify. I thought I would come and say hello. Yeah, if you just want to just do that. But I'm like, hey, do you want to come live? If you want to come live, for while I make it. Well, so see, that might be, that I feel might be a slight issue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like TikTok would not be happy about that. Problematique. Problematique. I love it. What was the other word that you said today for friends? Makopu. Copine. I love it. I didn't know that. If you were speaking to your mom and be like, oh, I'm just mentioned to my copine. I was like, I'm what now? What am I? Who, me? Are you talking about me? Let me tell you a bit of how the recording of the podcast went. It went very ADHD, so obviously, we started probably at 8:30 and finished, I want to say, maybe like 20 minutes ago. We had a really powerful tarot reading, which I can't wait for everyone to listen to. There were 6 major arcanas out of 8 cards in total. So it's the journey is wild. The journey be wilding. For sure. Really powerful stuff. I know, literally, Hannah was here reading it. Listening to it. I think we all were like, damn, hey Delilah, how are you? So nice to see you. I feel like, is this a time where like the US people, is this a more like normal time for US people? Probably, right? I mean, I understand that my time zones, my time zones in my body might be more US related. How are you, Delilah? I need the replay. It was in and out in my end, and a bit. I did get what was needed today. I'm glad that you got what was needed today. But yeah, there will be the replay. I'll probably upload the if I can get a replay of all of this, if it's not gonna be like massively, like it's gonna be massively long. But if I can, I will put it on YouTube. And then I will, yeah, and then the podcast will be out whenever I edit it. But going back on, I think once a month, I feel like once a month is like a little, it's like people will forget about it. Maybe they won't. I think it's more feasible for me to do the podcast once a month, for sure. But I feel like every 2 weeks might be like the nicer way. I don't know what your thoughts about them. By the way, if you see here, there's some of my oils that are charging right now. Don't know if you know, but I make a lot of different ritual oils, and I actually got told about how many other oils I need to make. Josephine was definitely telling me how many I need to make and other things. I'll show you a couple. I have my prosperity oil. Oh my god, thank you for the gift, Aurelie. The friendship necklace. Ma copine. Ma copine. I have the prosperity oil, which is my most sold oil. I have the Spoil Me oil, which smells amazing, and it's so good. It's very much that Spoil Me energy, like I deserve to be spoiled by the universe, by people. The Damiana oil, listen, this stuff is powerful. I have one of my Pisces oils. I'm starting to slowly, here's the thing, I'm starting to slowly make the whole astrological line. I didn't do the Aries. This is how much beef I have with Aries. But it's the men, it's the Aries men. It's the Aries men. So I stopped and didn't do the Aries, and then I stopped fully, and now I need to get back into. I have some of my other oils. I have the lemongrass oil. This is really good. Oh my god, I need to make Florida water. That's gonna be something for tomorrow. Release the X. Some of y'all need to release the X. We all need to release the X's. Heartbreak Healer. Really great one as well. It's really good. I have here, I'm gonna actually put some on me. Tulsi oil. The Tulsi Holy Basil oil is something else. It's just like pure self-love and conditional love. Did you know there's a club in New York that doesn't let Aries in for good reasons? I mean, it's probably the Aries men. It's probably the Aries men, honestly. It's the Aries men. Because Josephine is great. We gotta give it to Josephine. Josephine is great. So I feel it's the Aries men. Oh, this oil, I swear to you. Ooh, my heart already feels amazing. Just after having a bit of the Tulsi oil. I'm like, yeah, I feel full of love. Honestly, aren't they always the blame anyway? They are. Except with Kendra and the psychiatrist. That's the one... That's the one time that we are on the side of the men. That's the one time that we go, damn it! The man is right. Hannah, how can you forget about her? We are never allowed to forget about her. I wonder if she posted something else. Because she's really in this energy of like, I'm literally was put here to talk about all this stuff. Oh, it's so funny. We are never allowed to forget about her. make it make sense. There's like probably around, there was earlier it was like 34K people following her. Kendra, let's see. It's probably more now. I need to find a deep dive recap. Honestly, for real. There's 45K following her. Can y'all believe that? 45K. And her videos are mostly like in the hundreds or millions. Damn, why are we making the wrong people famous? You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Why are we making the right people, the wrong people famous? But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I am actually excited to dive in deeper to see what else comes up. People already found the psychiatrist, by the way. Like, they found their name and everything. Because obviously as well, she dropped the name. She dropped the name, and she also admitted, like, oh, I put on these glasses in the hopes that he will see the video, because he said he liked these glasses. I was like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. Yeah. Deep stuff for sure. All right, everyone. Aurelie, are you still here? I'm like, are you still here? We I think I've run out of all the witchcraft and magic talk for the day. I don't think I have any more. I think I need to have my little drink of water and have some food and call it a day. And you might be thinking, what do you mean you're gonna have food at 10:30 in the evening? And I'm like, yeah, of course I am. That's just how we roll. I never eat early. Always eating very late and then going to sleep very late. So it just really evens out in the end of the day. It really does. Let me think. There's really nothing else that I feel like I need to say in terms of magic. Oh my god, what is that? That is so cute. Thank you. Hey, how are you? Rabentanzerin. Rabentanzerin? Or is it Rabentanzerin? Which one is it? Because the A with the thingies on top, that's German, isn't it? Or it might be used in other, but I remember it from German sort of thing. But that was very cute. I don't know what that was, but the shell energy was very cute, so thank you for that. You can see how I'm so new to all this stuff. It's been such a good, loving evening. Nah, it's Rabentanzerin. It's German, yes. Wie geht es dir? It's been a really good, long evening. I really enjoyed it. Wie geht es dir? Mein Deutsch ist nicht so gut. Yeah, it's not that good anymore. I was born in Germany. I understand German really well. I watch movies in German, but it's just like the talking. If I go back there for a week, I'll get it back. But or if I start reading in German, but I don't have time. But all good, haha. I'm fine, thanks. Good, good. Thank you for the gift. Just so you know, we were recording a podcast episode here, the Witchy Podcast, which is hopefully gonna come out in the next few days. And yeah, which I'm really looking forward to. It's gonna be really good. There's a powerful reading in it as well, which we love, and some powerful guidance. So I'm very excited to share with you all. And Aries Princess. I love the name. A little inside joke. We were talking about Aries a lot earlier. So when I saw Aries Princess joining, I was like, what? That is so funny. We were talking about Aries energy before. Anyway, I think it's time to say bye-bye. I'm not gonna say night-night because I'm the one that's probably gonna be awake until 1 or 2 in the morning, so... But I'm gonna say bye-bye to you all. This was such a pleasure. It was so much fun. I'm excited to do it more. I'm gonna go live more often. I'll definitely try to go live more often. Just for chats, maybe for some readings. I want to do another energy healing session live here. So I might organize that next. Hey, you might see me coming live here tomorrow just to promote the Lionsgate event. Who knows? I might jump on for a tiny bit. But thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Josephine, for all your jokes. You've been hilarious, Josephine. You have been the life of the party. So thank you for all the jokes. Hannah, thank you so much for sticking around. It was so great to have you here, chatting, sharing the jokes as well, sharing the laughs, and great questions. So this has been so much fun. Thank you, Jasmine. It was amazing to have you all here. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it again because this was great. We're gonna do it again for sure. And merci beaucoup. Oui. I don't know why. But and maybe Aurélie, we should also do a live together when you're not naked. You know, when we have clothes on in the middle of the day. We should do a live together just to chat about witchcraft, tarot, whatever. Let me know if that sounds good. Maybe we could organize that. Maybe we could organize that at some point. Yes, I'm up for it. Okay. Let's organize that. Maybe we could do something in the next few days if you're up for it. Chat and stuff. But in the meantime, sending you all so much love. I'll see you all soon. I'll probably see you all in the next few days. Or online for the Lionsgate event tomorrow. All right. Bye-bye. I'm gonna finally have some food. Bye-bye.